Hello, peep. Live Saturday, 11 a.m. Yes, I did not plan to go live today, but the postman just dropped off a package, and I believe this is from Anthony Reputate. Um, so might as well do a live session, open the package, and then talk about the year in recap. Definitely not going to be more than 1 hour. So thank you for everybody that's joining me. But yeah, let's open up this box here from Reaper. Hello, Eugene. Reaper did contact me. Anthony did contact me right before Christmas that he sent out a package and he apologized that it's going to be late. Hello, Fizzfob. No worry, okay? Uh, I am always thankful for any kind of act of kindness and gift. Doesn't matter any time of the year. Doesn't have to be Christmas. I have no idea what it is that he sent me, but it's very well packed by whoever the shipper was. Ooh. Ooh. Me likey. A trade. 80 Years of Batman, the deluxe edition. I don't know anything about this, but I'm guessing in here is, I'm gonna open it right now. I'm guessing that is all the covers of 80 Years of Batman. So we'll see if my guess is right, since I am not familiar with these kind of thing. Here we go. Oh no, it's not. I was wrong. I stand corrected. So it's a reprint. It's look like there is some reprint of some Golden Age, some Silver Age. I see a whole lot of Neil Adams stuff in here. But yeah, and then some write-ups, even some modern stuff. Oh yeah, so definitely good bedtime reading. So I was completely off as far as thinking that this is gonna be a book of all 800 or whatever number of covers of Detective Comics. So thank you, Anthony, for the generous gift. Good bedtime reading. So now let's talk about the year in recap. Hello, Donald. Have a happy new year to you too. Comic Crack. Ricky Camacho is here. Hey, love the last name Camacho for the old timer like me that enjoy boxing. Yeah, Camacho. Macho the Camacho. Yes, I used to love that boxer. He was not a great boxer, but I definitely loved the name and the flair that he had. Yes, I grew up in the Sugar Ray era, so I did enjoy a lot of boxing. I had to say that ever since Tyson left the game, I have left watching boxing for the most part. I still watch some boxing here and there, but once Tyson is gone from the game, it's kind of, I lost the love of boxing. Hector Camacho, indeed, Comic Crack. That was a man, a very handsome man as well. Maybe that was the reason he was not as good of a boxer as he should be, because he had the skills, the ability, but maybe too many ladies. I like Floyd. I like Floyd, but I'm just I like Floyd, but personality-wise, I think that's what makes boxing fun for me, for certain boxer, right? It's It's not just uh, how well they are, how good they are as far as the boxing skill, but I also like the personality. Okay, and I'm not a big Mayweather fan as far as personality. Great boxer, no doubt, but when it comes down to personality, I like Sugar Ray a lot, and of course, I like on the opposite end. I love. I was living in Albany, New York when Mike Tyson blew up. Okay, so I was there. I was at the ground floor when Mike Tyson blew up. So yeah, I remember in high school, and my brother was going crazy. I have an older brother, my adopted brother. Well, their family adopted me, but and he was huge. He was going to see Tyson fight locally in a small club, and he was just like, "This kid Tyson is insane." So yeah, way back. Hello, Perry Comics. So as far as a year in recap, the market was not good. Okay, I don't think most people would not dispute that, even though I do have a few viewers that vehemently disagree with me. The market is not weak. Stop talking about the weak market. You are hurting the market. Do I need to do a rant video to reply to such nonsense? How can anyone that follow this market think, A, how can anyone think that I can influence the market with my channel? Last I checked, this channel have less views and subs than the majority of the big channel that pump and dump. Okay? Yes. I don't need to name who they are, but if you follow this hobby and YouTube, you know who those channels are. Okay? They have 3, 4, 5 times more viewers and subs than I do. So if I have a few hundred people that watch my videos that I discuss about the market is declining, I have zero impact on this market. Okay, so let's make it very clear. So it's delusional to think that somehow my negative view are hurting the market. It's just pure nonsense. I don't predict downfall. Go back and watch my videos. Just go back and watch what I had to say. I report facts more than anything else. I don't sit around and predict the market is going to crash next year. The market going to be. I don't do any of that. Okay, go back and watch. Go ahead and find any video that me predicting kind of doom and gloom and nonsense. I don't. I report the facts. If the book is down 25%, it's down 25%. Wow, it's insane to have to read comments from a few viewers that get all worked up because I am somehow hurting the market. Okay, so the market is definitely not good, but I have been buying all year. I probably bought, I would say, 150 books this year. Yeah, roughly 150 books, roughly. Something like that. I try to tally up by looking at all the PayPal activities and credit card, and it's roughly around 150. Um, but I did slow down in November and December, and a lot of it has absolutely nothing to do with the market. Oh, it's so sunny out there. You just notice how much brighter my room is. Wow. And I don't even have all the windows open. See, look at that. I just opened the window on the side here, and the natural sunlight is just blazing. Is that a big year for me? I said no. The reason why I said no, because this year I did not buy any collection. Okay, last year or 2 years ago, I did buy like a small collection of X-Men Silver Age from like 1 to 60 something, and then at the same time, I bought the Spider-Man Silver Age run. This is like a year or two ago, where it was like 60 books. So I normally buy a dozen books a month. And then if you throw in the 40, 50, 60 books collection I buy here and there, then it becomes 200 plus books. Okay, so 150 is not it's normal. That's, I would say, it's not high. It would be it was higher last year or 2 years ago because I just happened to buy collection, small collection, and it just add up to the total. Hello DS Comics. So for me this year, I bought about 150. I did slow down in November and December, not because the market was bad. The market was bad all year. Okay, let it make it clear. It was bad all year. But as I made a video talking about, there's always opportunities to make money. I found plenty of good stuff to buy for cheap to flip. So certainly the amount of profit that I can flip is less because if I buy a book to flip and that book drop 10, 15% or even 20% in value, then the margin of profit shrinks. So yes, that did happen, but still, this is why I preach that I like to buy things 30 or 40% below fair market value. This way, it gives me the cushion. Even if the market is down 10, 15, 20% on that book, there's still profit to be made. On top of that, I have patience. So if a book is weak, I don't have to sell it tomorrow or next week. I can wait a year or two, especially when you buy good, solid, Silver Age, Steve Ditko, Spider-Man. They're not uber hard, but they're very liquid compared to many other books. So I'm not in a hurry to dump them for cheap. I don't buy things on credit card. I don't buy things on debt because people that enter this game borrowing money to leverage up in order to make quick buck, those are the kind of speculators that get hurt on a bad market, regardless if it is the stock market, real estate market, or the comic book market. If you bought a house in 2006, even at the height of the market, because you want to live in a house and that's your goal long term for 20 years, it didn't matter if the housing market crashed in 2007, 2008, and you might barely break even at this point. It didn't matter. You have one house that you need to live. If you bought multiple houses during the crazy market of 2006 to flip, borrow all kind of crazy mortgages, and the market tank on you, then you upside down, then you're in trouble. Okay, so it's a huge differences when a market is down for those that didn't leverage up compared to those that leverage up. Okay, so keep that in mind. Hello, music chatter. Um, no doubt, cash is king. I usually keep at least half of my money in cash for buying opportunities. You always, regardless what it is, regardless if it's real estate, stocks, mostly for stocks. Most of my dry powder is for the stock market. Can't buy bargains when you don't have the cash. Um, so it so for me, the slowdown in November and December was more of me saying to myself that going forward 2020, I mean, I had some discussion with my wife in the past 2 months that you know i'm I have been buying and selling for so many years, but I do have a end game goal of shrinking down my collection to just 1,000 or less keepers. If that's the goal, I'd rather not keep adding to the pile because it's just more work for me to get rid of. I got plenty of stuff. I have 2,000 plus books that I want to sell. So let's put more focus on getting rid of those books in the next few years. The sooner the better, right? As far as, you know, would I like to sell all 2,000 books today and be done? Yes. But how many people is going to step up and give me $20,000 or $25,000, whatever that amount is, to take those 2,000 books? Nobody. Okay, so it takes time to liquidate them, and because of that, the last thing I need to do, if my goal is to sell those books and sell 400 to 500 books a year, I don't want to add 150 or 200 more to the pile, because then it just forced me to have to sell more than 400 a year to get rid. Okay, so if you understand the mentality, hopefully people that watch this video understand why I decide to stop buying. Because literally, if I am in the mode to reduce, it just make it twice as hard if I keep adding at the rate that I have been adding in the past few years. I have been selling this year, 2019. I got rid of 1,200 plus books. Yeah, 1,200 plus books. It was a lot of work, but a lot of those books, about 1,000 over the summer, was a lot of stuff that was low end stuff that was in the closet. That's not part of the 3,000 good stuff in my collection. So, a lot of the stuff that I will sell are likely to be individual books instead of lots, because they're nicer stuff, more expensive stuff, and it's harder to value them if you throw 5 books together that might cost $100 or more. So it's just gonna have to be a slower way to sell them, more work to sell them, but sell I must. SH, where you from? I am in Sarasota, Florida, home of CGC. Yes, I can drive to CGC in 20 minutes or less, depend on traffic. Eugene asked, do I keep track of my stuff? No. As far as any kind of spreadsheets, I don't. Uh, I thought about doing that for many years, to be honest, and I don't enjoy that part of the hobby. I know people that keep spreadsheets. They update the value of the books and this and that constantly, every month, every 3 quarters, every 3 months, no. I had a big sheet that I put together to get the insurance. I done that a couple years ago. That sheet has changed here and there, but the top 100 books are pretty much still the same. I did that. I had to pull together a list of like the top 100 books for insurance purposes. But other than that, the rest, no, I don't bother with that. I'm sure most collectors treat the collection different than me. You know, I never do an exact count of how many books I have. I just have one, two, three. I have 3 cabinet, and each cabinet I estimate has, let's see, 3 cabinet, 1,000 books. Okay, I estimate that each cabinet have about 1,000 books. I have maybe 100 slabs on the wall that I plan to sell as well. So that's how I kind of estimate 3,000 books left in the collection, because I know how many books roughly is in a row in the cabinet, and then I'm like, okay, there's 4 rows per cabinet. Each row is 250. There you go. That's how I came up with 3,000. But as far as individual stuff, I don't. I have never done that. The way I have approached this hobby over the past 30 plus years is always been the same. I reluctantly compile a list of 100 top books for insurance purposes, but the rest I have zero desire to use any kind of software, database, this and that. No, I'm not. Other channels can do that. Other people can do that. If that's what you want to do, I'm sure I'm not alone in not using any kind of software to maintain a collection. I'm sure there are other people out there that may have a much bigger collections that don't do anything to keep track of what they have. Um, I mean, my books in those three cabinets are very organized in alphabetical order, in numerical order. So they are neatly keep nicely bags and all that stuff. But when it comes down to like, are they in any kind of software database? No. Myth like music. Hello. Were you born in Florida? SH? No. I was born in Vietnam. Yes. I was born in Vietnam. I was there during the Vietnam War. If you're not familiar with that war, you can look it up on Netflix. There are a great series of documentaries on the Vietnam War that was done by PBS. I recommend that on my channel. The Vietnam War ended in 1975. I was 9 years old. 4 years later, in 1979, I escaped. I left the country on a boat. This is the quick recap. And I ended up in a refugee camp in Indonesia for 9 months. And then I landed in New York, March of 1980. Okay, so that was my history of how I end up in America. And I spent most of my life in New England as well as the West Coast of the United States. I only moved down here in 2005 when I got married. So May of 2020 would be my 15 years anniversary of living in Sarasota. 1975 movie when troops evacuate Vietnamese, and yes, it's I was well aware of all of that. It was chaos. I mean, I can talk about those years in spade because I was 9 years old. It was insane. I was young enough, but old enough to understand the madness and the chaos. So yes, been there, done that, seen it. Hello, Omega Comics. This is a comic channel, but it's a comic channel for the most part, SH. But if you have time to browse through my videos, I do TV shows review, I do TV reviews uh, as well, even some cooking. I done that. But for the most part, 90% of it is comic book related. Okay, and not about and 90% is comic book related, but it's more talking, just me talking about variety of topic from grading to the market to speculating to flipping books for profit to strategy on how to collect keys and blah blah blah. It's all kind of stuff. Haul videos are the least type of videos on this channel, unlike many other channel that have mostly haul videos weekly. If you're lucky, you will see one haul video per month. Okay, that's more like what I do. I load daily video, but if we're lucky, we will see one haul video per month. Um, do I watch anime? Some. I do watch it, but I'm not a massive fan of anime. But I do enjoy anime. Um, Speaking of not buying a lot in November and December, uh, November and December, I bought one thing in November and I bought one thing in December. And, you know, out of all the books I bought this year, okay, as I mentioned, about 150, three, three arrive poorly packed. So if you do the math, it's about roughly 2%. Okay, that's just the reality of this hobby. And it just happened that one of them was the loan purchase in December. I just returned the book recently, but it was a fight to get it back. I wish I did a video. I wish I did a video to show the book and the horrendous packaging. It's $140 book. Okay, so let me make it clear. It's $140 book. It was mailed. Yes, you see this vanilla envelope. And here is the exact 2 piece of cardboard that was put inside. It doesn't even, if you want to know, it was not glued to the book. The book was in a bag, no backing board, and they chuck in 2 loose small piece of cardboard that is not the same dimension to protect the book. This one is long enough but too narrow. This one is wide enough but too short to protect. So it was just pointless. Okay, it's pointless to throw something like this inside the vanilla envelope. So the book arrived all banged up. I emailed the seller, and I get one of those. I'm not accepting return. He went on a rant as if like somehow I am lying or scamming. It was just not. I mean, I wish I should have pulled up that email. It was so stupid. Okay, and then he's like, so I read the stupid email response, and I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna go through eBay. The way eBay does it, if you're not familiar, if you have a dispute right now, you have to wait 3 business days or 3 days or whatever it is, and then you can ask eBay to step in to intervene. So after I read that paragraph long, obviously this person have had a lot of issue with other buyers because of his horrible business practice. I didn't even uh, uh, disclosure. I did not even check his feedback. Okay, until this happened, and then I saw that he has multiple negative reviews on bad shipping. So my bad. But obviously, this person have had multiple dispute with many people because when he sent the reply back to me, it was a standard essay of nonsense. First of all, it was a best offer. I sent an offer. He accepted offer. That was it. On the reply on, no, I will not take this return because I have answered all your questions regarding the condition of the books. I have explained it to you. I have shown you extra pictures of the books, took multiple extra pictures of the books, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it was like all of these things where none of that happened with me. I sent you an offer. You said yes. That was it. I didn't ask for more pictures. I didn't ask for all. It was like, I'm like, obviously, you have so many problem with buyers that you had typed up this standard non-disclosure nonsense. So of course, I wait, 3 days, and then I ask, meanwhile, he sent me some more. Don't you ever buy from me again. Don't you ever contact me again on this issue. Go ahead and contact eBay. I don't care. I trust that I will win this case. Blah, blah, blah. Don't buy from me again. Really? Stupid mofo. Don't buy from me again. Don't contact me again. As if Really? Yeah, I'd rather shoot myself in the foot or the head before I buy from you again or contact you again. Yeah, so eBay, of course, sided with me and I can pack it up. So I ship it back already, but morons. Again, it's just, yeah, morons. There is no other nice way to explain or describe something like somebody like that. Morons. Vanilla envelope with two pieces of cardboard that doesn't fit or protect the book. Not even taped to the book, for God's sake. He just chucked the books in there with the two pieces of cardboard. And it's $140 book. Morons. Yeah. He's lucky I don't put his name on the screen so that people can see what kind of idiot he is. Complete idiot, So yeah, so my one purchase in December turned out to be a damaged book, return. But that was it. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the books that I add to my collection. I made the video, so you saw that. Other than that, let me check the chat real quick before I sign off. I don't plan to be on for very long today. Yes, Comic Crack. Shipping will be a bigger problem going forward. It's become more and more expensive in this hobby to ship things, whether it's through eBay or even post office. The post office, for those that are not aware, is raising rates again. Okay, so starting next week, anything that you ship with the post office will be slightly more expensive. They've been raising rate every year, seem like sometimes twice a year for the past 5 or 6 years. So yeah, I can remember when a medium flat rate box was $10 7 years ago. Now it's 14. So yeah, it's just the nature of the where we are as far as not just this hobby. Okay, shipping cost is a reality that we can't escape. Okay, it's not much we can do about it, especially for those like me who don't go to conventions or my LCS is not all that great. Okay, there's just no way to escape buying something online. And I have bought a lot of things online. It's not a big deal. I don't fret on bad shippers, damaged stuff, because for the most part, 95% plus of the people out there that I deal with know what they're doing. They can pack the books safely and they get here safely. And even if something is damaged, 99% of the time, the person admit the fault, take the return, not a problem, except for that moron on eBay last week. I'm not dealing with you again. Yeah. SX. So, well, if you ask about my situation, I've asked eBay to intervene. eBay reply within 10 minutes. Say, we have cast the vote. You win. Print out this return label. Ship it back. As soon as tracking show that the book is returned, we will reimburse you. Basically, they took the money out of the seller's account. Okay, eBay is not paying out their own pocket. When something like this happen, for those sellers out there, if you understand, if you are playing hardball with a buyer because you have some kind of stand that you not taking the return, guess what? When eBay side with the buyer, they will step in and freeze that money from you and then return the money. There's no winning here for being stupid. Okay, so let's make it clear. There's no winning on being stupid. I was being very nice. All I said was, "Well, if you're not going to return, if you're not going to take the return, I will have to go through eBay." That's what I did. That's all I said. I didn't go further on like you're an idiot, you packed so stupid, blah blah blah. I didn't even say any of that. I took a pictures of those things and the damage books and said it arrived damaged. Can I return it? And then I get a slew of nonsense. Many sellers use media shipping. I don't do that anymore. I have not shipped media mail in, gosh, maybe 2 years. It's been 2 years because my post office here is very tough, very tough. Okay, they weigh everything, they open everything. Okay, I got into trouble once shipping something media mail, and then I got the bill for that. On multiple occasions, when I ship something else out, not using the priority flat rate box, I weighed it on my scale, and I was off by like 0.2 ounces. I mean, I was off by not even half an ounce. They sent me the bill for the extra 83 cents or $1.50 or whatever it is. Three times this year that happened. So now when I weigh a package to ship it out to anyone that buy things from me, I round it up. So if it's 14.3 ounces, I don't even hesitate to make it 15 ounce. I have to, because there's no rounding down. Okay, I can't say it's 14 ounces because they will ding me for the 0.3 and fine me 83 cents or whatever it is. It's stupid. It's so dumb. But the 3 times I got dinged, I'm just like, I'm off by 0.2, 0.3 ounce. That's it. Not even 1 ounce. And you are dinging me for the extra feather. Nonsense. But so yeah, my post office, anyone that buy from me should know I will not, cannot ship anything to you in the media mail, because that's just the way it is. And I understand the policy. Okay, it's I ship things and receive things media mail for a decade, from 2008 to 2018. Plenty. I use it. Many people I bought use it, but that gravy train is for the most part gone, and it's not worth saving $10. I understand nobody like to pay the extra $10 to ship a box, but it is what it is. Oh, Ricky Camacho said, I have returned comics because the seller offer free shipping but use media mail. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't. You should not do that, because comic book heroes Rob R. For those that don't know, he used to live in Sarasota, so he knows Sarasota fairly well. Um, Anyhow, that's it. That's all I have to talk about. I hope everybody have a safe and happy new year. Nothing special here. Oh, before I go, um, let me show you. A YouTuber was here yesterday to visit me, and we went out for lunch and hung out for 2.5 hours. Who was it? You said? If you're on Instagram, you may have. I think he posts pictures on Instagram last night. But let me see if I can find. There we go. So this is not your first time eating Vietnamese food, so you're familiar with Vietnamese food.
A little bit.
Are you familiar with Korean food that much?
No.
No. Oh, see.
Actually, no. I take that back. Yes, there's a Korean grill that we go to.
So Edwin, Strictly Comics, was in town yesterday, and he contacted me last week to let me know that he will be in town, and we scheduled to meet up at the Korean restaurant. But my friend Charlie Bulgogi, restaurant was closed for lunch. Since Thanksgiving through New Year, he changed his opening time to just dinner, no more lunch. He wanted to have an easy Thanksgiving through Christmas and New Year. So because that Korean restaurant is closed yesterday, that we agreed to meet at my favorite Vietnamese restaurant. So Edwin enjoyed the food. It's the same restaurant that I took Goomba 213 and his fiance 2 years ago. So if you're ever in Sarasota and you like Vietnamese food, hit me up and we can meet up and eat some good Vietnamese food at my favorite restaurant. Comic book art like Sunny. Comic book art called Rob. Rob, if you're familiar with barbecue, I'm sure you're familiar with the Oak on the same street, like maybe 5 miles south or maybe 3 miles south of Sunny. It's closed. Okay, it went out of business. It's gone. Yeah, it's gone. Um, it's a casualty of war a few years ago. It went out of business this year. Not It was around. It was around for a couple of years. We went there a few times here and there, but yeah, the Oak is gone. It was gone since I say summer. That's when I noticed because I drive down there quite often, and I didn't notice until maybe about 4 or 5 months ago when the sign is gone and I see the big dumpster outside that they empty and clean up. They have remodeled the place, and I think a different restaurant will open there, but it's not the Oak, not barbecue. Oh, my nose started to get real itchy. Anyhow, that's it, folks. Happy New Year. Looking forward to be on YouTube next year. Who knows? You know me. You know me. Always had to change up and add new series. So enjoy your day. Enjoy your Saturday. See ya. Bye bye.